Hello and welcome to The Merchant of Venice, Act 2, Scene 9. Finally, we get to the end of this act. And with this scene, we have another choice. The Prince of Aragon is here to make his choice on which casket will contain the picture of Portia. In this scene, we learn about the oath he takes, and it's the oath that all potential suitors take this test. We have the Prince of Aragon making his choice, and then it ends with an announcement that Bassanio is approaching to make his choice. So we have an oath. The rules have been hinted at and alluded to so far in the whole play, and at the end of Act 2, we finally find out what three things that a person swears to in order to win Portia's hand through this lottery. 1, you can never reveal what casket you choose. That makes sense. 2, you cannot seek to marry anybody else. So if you make this choice, it's either Portia or no one. And then 3, if you make the choice and fail, you have to leave immediately. No hanging around, just got to go. So that's the oath. And the Prince of Aragon has made his oath, and he's ready to hazard his chance. So he goes through this thought process. And as you notice, Shakespeare is wordy. He just can't say, oh, I choose that one. No, we have to find out what they're thinking, why they don't choose certain colors and everything else. So he walks up, he looks at lead, and he reads the inscription, who chooseth me must give and hazard all he has. Something like that. And he reads this, and right away is like, no, you need to look better for me to give or hazard anything. And right away, he dismisses lead because lead is not worth making sacrifices for. Then he goes over to gold, right? And he reads it, and whoever chooses me will gain what many men desire. And he picks up on the many. And the Prince of Aragon sees this as the multitude of fools who only go by what they see, right? They're fooled by show. And that's the same kind of trap that the Prince of Morocco fell into, right? This is an important lesson in life, right? Don't judge based on outward appearances. Well, Aragon knows this. So he knows that the outside is just show, and it's what's inside that counts, and he knows this is false showmanship. So he discounts that. Then he moves on to the silver. And he reads this, who chooses me shall get as much as he deserves. Now he comes up with this interesting speech, and I want you to know that Aragon is a very arrogant person. He thinks he is better than everybody else. He is aristocracies. He is better than others. His blood is better, so to speak. He's not like the peasants. And he mentions some interesting things. You can't cheat fortune, right? A person has to prove his merit. Well, he is this person of highborn. He's the Prince of Aragon. He has a lot of merit. He is entitled to his position, and so that's who he is. And he mentioned something about corruption cannot stand if people operate as they deserve. So he deserves to lead his people. Peasants deserve what they are. And if everyone does what they deserve in life, then there won't be any corruption. Everybody fits where they go. It's kind of confusing, but that's kind of what he's saying. When you read between the lines, he's arrogant. He's better than everybody else. So he deserves someone like Portia. It would be terrible if the peasants tried to attain a high office at one point, he mentions. Only appropriate citizens are deserving of this high office that he has, and only someone like him would be deserving of Portia. So that's kind of his thought process, and he makes the choice. He chooses silver, and it's wrong, which only leads lead left. And we know at the end of the scene, Bassanio's coming. We'll see if Bassanio chooses lead or not. So the Prince of Aragon, and if you notice that the word Aragon is really close to the word arrogant. Shakespeare did that on purpose. So silver's wrong. He opens it up, pulls out a picture, and it's an idiot. Every time I've seen this, it's a different kind of idiot. Some have a big nose and a dunce cap, but it's a fool. Okay? And the Prince of Aragon is like, wow, do I deserve a fool's head? Yeah. He's so arrogant, he thinks he's entitled to everything, right? He thinks he's entitled to marry Portia. That's just wrong. He lacks humility, right? He's not humble enough, and so he thinks he deserves everything. Well, he goes. And as he leaves, Nerissa closes the curtains, and a messenger from Bassanio shows up. And the servant comes by to tell Portia that a messenger showed up. And this messenger is announcing somebody who's going to come later. So we're getting messages from messengers and servants. And this messenger just praises the gifts this messenger brought. The servant praises how well he talks. And Portia at one point is like, hold on, just be quiet, because it sounds like, this is your kinsman you're talking about. So they all end the scene and they go talk to Bassanio. We assume, right? That's what Nerissa says at the end. Bassanio, my love. So this scene, kind of an important scene. We see the Prince of Aragon making his choice, right? And we know that we don't always get what we deserve.